Hello friends, Deacon Corey Bruns here. In our Gospel from Matthew today, we hear the disciples of John ask Jesus, "Why is it that we and the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not?" A year into our new normal under COVID restrictions, Lent is probably the last thing that any of us were wanting. In many ways, our lives have turned into a year-long Lent, and I think that we can easily find ourselves at times echoing those same words of the disciples of John the Baptist. Why is it that we fast and others do not? We can begin to complain about the church asking us to fast or abstain from meat on these Lenten Fridays. So why do we do it? Why does the church ask us to abstain from meat, to fast, to offer something up? It's really quite simple. Because we're getting ready for the feast. I can remember as a child not eating a lot before a big party or a family gathering because I wanted to save my appetite so that I could really enjoy that delicious meal that had been prepared. Similarly, the church, in asking us to abstain from meat or by fasting on days like Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, is inviting us to prepare our appetites, maybe not only just physically, but spiritually as well. Prepare our spiritual hunger for the Lord. We are called in this Lenten season to get ready. We're called to embrace our crosses, to fast, to abstain, to offer whatever Lenten resolutions we've made up so that we can purify our lives, so we can purify our hearts. So in today's gospel, when Jesus is asked that question by the disciples of John, he looks at them and he answers them with another question. He says, "Can the wedding guests mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? For the days are coming when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast." Friends, this Lent we're invited by the church to make sacrifices, not because Jesus wants you or I to suffer anymore during this pandemic, but because he wants us to hunger for him. He wants us to desire him. Jesus wants to be our everything. But in order for him to be our everything, we have to make room. Our lives, our spiritual lives, our family lives, everything has junk in it. It builds up. And so we have to give up those junken things in our lives. We have to give up our selfish attachments so that we can draw closer to him, so that we can allow Christ to fill our lives, fill our hearts with himself, with his love. In these coming days and these coming weeks, as we prepare for that great wedding feast when Christ, our bridegroom, will consummate his love upon the cross, let's prepare well. Let's get ready for the feast. Let's allow our stomachs to growl with a little hunger this Lent. Allow our taste buds to water for the meat we go without. Tell our desires that, no, we don't actually need that. Because the coming Paschal feast of Easter is something worth fasting for. It's something worth sacrificing for. Because for Jesus, you and I were something worth dying for.